Good evening, students. How are you? Can you guys hear me? Can someone let me know whether I'm audible to you? You can place a message in the chat, or else you can unmute and say. You have both options. Okay, Dhananjana says that I'm audible. How about the others? Okay, superb. Okay, great. So it seems that I'm audible to you. So let me again wish you a good evening. I hope now you are getting ready for your AAT level 2 examination, which is in August 2nd week. Now, today the session I have planned in order to cater you with some model questions where that I target that this time examination will test. Okay, so this is quite a target questions, and here we have only 2 hours, so I haven't selected the entire paper to discuss, but yet I have selected 3 questions that I think this time the examiner might test, so I will discuss that part. And through the chat groups also we will share you the previous recordings that we have done. You can watch those previous recordings also, which we did for the previous batches. So when all the things come together, you will be very confident for the examination. Now, are you ready? How about your readiness to the examination? Please tell me, how about your readiness to the examination? Are you ready? Those who are ready, please put as R to the chat. Those who are not ready yet, please put N to the chat. Those who are ready, please put an R. Those who are not ready, please put N. Okay, I'm getting many responses. How about the others? Okay. I can see there are many R's and N's far higher than R's. That means most of you are not ready. Most of you are not ready. Okay. Anyway, you have 1 month's time, Lamai. You have 1 month's time. So, okay. So, fine. Now, what I can do is to give the maximum out of this session. Now, I will start discussing. Okay. I will start discussing the model questions that I have sent to you. Okay. And while I'm discussing, you can raise questions. If you have any doubts regarding the matters that I'm discussing in the live session, you can raise questions. Apart from that, my dear students, if you have any kind of doubts, okay, if you have any kind of doubts, you can put it in the chat. Okay, you can put it in the chat as a direct message or anyway, no issue. So at the end of the session, I will take few minutes and answer your doubts. Okay, I will take few minutes and clarify your doubts. Therefore, you can put the messages into the chat, so I can answer those at the end of the session. Okay, and while I'm discussing the questions, if you have any doubts regarding that question, then I will answer it at the moment itself. Okay, I hope that method, that flow will be fine for you. And also I will share my number with you at the end of the session. So within this period of 1 month's time, if you have any doubts you need to clarify, please you can contact me through that number, so I can help you in your ongoing studies. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay, I will share my entire screen. Okay. Can you all see? Please send me a message. Can you all see my screen? Super, 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 super. Okay. Okay, great. Now, my dear students, so if you are new to me, here my name and my other relevant information for you. So you can search my name in social media also if you want to get connected. And in case if you need any help, so I will write my mobile number here. You can contact me through that. Note 77-698-1475. Okay, this is my mobile number. So you can put a WhatsApp message to this number. I am ready to help you during this time period. Fine. In this paper, my dear students, I am going to target main three areas. Okay, main three areas. One is the accounting for limited liability companies, which will get 20 marks at the examination. Okay, which you will get 20 marks. Sometimes it might be 25 to 5 also. Most of the time it will be 20 marks. Okay. And then I will be targeting another question with regard to the non-profit organizations. Okay. With regard to the non-profit organization, that will carry 10 marks. That will carry 10 marks. Then at the end, I will be discussing a costing related question, which is on integrated and unintegrated accounting, usually the very last session in the costing. So if you are a student of vLearning, if you have purchased the video packs, you can see that I am conducting that integrated and unintegrated accounting part. So there our entire syllabus is covered, and part of the videos have been done by myself. So they are in the costing part. The last set of videos are relating to this integrated and unintegrated accounting. I have clearly distinguished the differences between that two, and one of the questions that I think this time the examiner can test, I have included. So this will also give you 6 marks, usually 6 marks. Okay, this will give you usually 6 marks. Now you can think during this 2 hours time, okay, during this 2 hours time, I am guiding you to 36 marks, my dears. 36 marks. Okay. You are getting ready to take 36 marks within this small period of time. So let's take the maximum out of it. You need to be interactive. You need to listen this. You should not sleep while I am teaching. Okay. You should have a writing book with you or set of papers, and you should have pens. You should have rulers, other all relevant stuff for you. Please get ready with those. We have to work. We have to work. Okay. Now, before I start discussing the question paper, my dears, let me tell you a trick to complete this paper on time. Okay, this trick will be pretty much important to complete the paper on time. Okay, usually most of the students say when they are completed the exam, the time was not sufficient. But my students are not like that because I am teaching this technique beforehand. So I will give that to you because you are also my students. Now, usually, my dear students, there are uh, 2 time slots for this paper. Usually, you will be given 15 minutes reading time. If I'm not mistaken, if it is still continuing, you are getting 15 minutes of reading time and 3 hours of writing. Okay, so This 15 minutes you can keep. Okay, this 15 minutes you can keep to complete your part A, section A, which comprises some uh, objective test questions. Some are MCQs, some are short answers. So you can use this 15 minutes to complete that entire section. Within that time you can do that. Okay, and you have 3 hours of writing time. You have 3 hours of writing time. Okay, at the examination you need to do this. You need to do this. Okay, this 3 hours of writing time is solely for the entire paper. Okay, it's solely for the entire paper. You know, 3 hours means 180 minutes. 3 hours means 180 minutes. Now if you divide this 180 minutes by 100 marks, you will get 1.8 minute per mark. Okay, this 1.8 minute per mark. But if you arrange the time according to this 1.8 rule, where most of the students do, okay, you will not get any additional time to revisit what you have written. Okay, you will not get any additional time to revisit what you have written. Okay, to revisit what you have written. So my dear students, I have a suggestion. Okay, that is what I am doing even when I am writing an examination. Okay, now let's keep a 10 minutes buffer time and take 170 minutes. Okay, so you will get 1.7 minutes per mark. Now if you allocate the time, okay, if you allocate the time uh, entirely using this 1.7 minute benchmark, it's time to revisit and do the corrections. Revisit and do the corrections. You have how many minutes? You will have 10 minutes to do the revisit and corrections. Now let me take to you one of the past papers and explain. Okay. Because this is quite important. That's why I'm taking a small amount of time from you. You also practice this at the exam. Okay. You also practice this at the exam. Great. Now you can see this part A. Okay. You can see this part A carries 25 marks now. Now simply multiply 25 by 1.7 and tell me the answer. Multiply 25 by 1.7 and tell me the answer. Put the answer into the chat. You have the calculator, use the calculator and send me the answer. 25 into 1.7. 42.5. Okay. 42.5. Great. Great. 42.5. Now let's take 42 minutes. Let's take 42 minutes. If you do this kind of a calculation, now you know you can use only 42 minutes, but it's not rational and it's hard to tackle at the exam. So what you need to do, you know, this paper usually starts at here. You have given the time also. Usually this starts at 9 a.m. Okay, usually this starts at 9 a.m. So now you can start the paper by 9 a.m. and you have 42 minutes to complete this section A, which is not going to take 42. In 42 ඕන වෙන්නේ නැහැ ඔක කරන්න. හරිද? So you can mention here, okay? You can mention at the end of the section A, you need to finish it off by 9:42. මෙන්න මෙහෙම 9:42 කියලා ලියලා කොටුවක් ගහගන්න. එතකොට ඔයා උත්තර ටික ලියාගෙන එද්දි when you write the answer, you know you have or not, okay, even you finished or not, stop it at 9:42. That's how you can manage the time. Otherwise you will take a lot more time for this part and it will not work for you for the other parts. Therefore you need to stop it by 9:42. And then here section B, question 2. Question question 2 carries 10 marks. 10 marks means 17 minutes. So 9:42 plus 17 minutes means 9:59. So you need to finish this question by 9:59. Okay, you need to finish the question by 9:59. Within the first 15 minutes, while reading the question paper and answering the part A, first of all, very first, okay, when at the first instance, you need to put the times at which point you need to stop answering. Okay, you need to put it for all the questions. You need to put it for all the questions. Okay, if you do it correctly, you will finish this question 10 minutes before, okay, the paper 10 minutes before the ending time. That means by 11:50, the last answer or else the last question need to be finished by 11:50. 11:50 end. Okay, so practice that thing. It will be very important when you are writing the examination. Even for any kind of an examination, it is the way to do. Okay, done. Now let's move on to the paper. This is something additional that I taught you because it is quite important. Great. Now, first question here, you can see how I have done my prediction. It can be correct, it can be wrong, I don't know. But I have done a prediction using data. Here, I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 past papers and did the analysis. Okay, so when I'm doing this analysis, I found out this trend is there, and then I predicted these type of things can be tested. Okay, these are only predictions, it cannot be 100% correct. Okay, so based on this prediction, I have prepared the question. Okay, based on this prediction, I have prepared the question. I have given it for your understanding. When you are doing self studies also, you can use that method. Great. Now let's see. So you can see the question is there. So has any of your previous prediction come true? Yes. Last time the prediction was there. Okay, not all but some. But some. Okay. To a certain extent it was there. I'm not going to take it. I will send the JMC people will share the link of the previous recordings also, so you can do a comparison. Okay. So this is kind of a prediction. Okay, great. So the trial balance of Fab4 Private Limited as at 31st March 2024 is as follows. Fab4, Fabulous 4, Steve Smith, Virat Kohli, Joe Root, and who's the other one? The Fabulous 4. Anyway, the Fabulous 4 Private Limited as at 31st March 2024 trial balance is given. So the figures are in 1000. Okay. Even at the examination, you might get confused. Therefore, take a highlighter and highlight the name of the company, year end date, and whether the information is given in rupees or rupees 1000. It's pretty much important. Okay. And then you can see the figures are given. Don't read any of these things. Directly go to the required section. Okay, here now let's see the requirement. Prepare the following statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. It might give as statement of comprehensive income. Both the terms are correct. Statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, or else we can say statement of comprehensive income. Both the terms are correct. Anything okay. For the year ended 31st March 2024 and the statement of financial position as at 31st March 2024. Okay. Now we didn't read any of the information given in the question other than the required section. Okay. Now you have highlighted the company name, reporting date, and you know the requirement. So based on this requirement, now quickly sketch the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income and statement of financial position. Please quickly sketch. Therefore, please quickly sketch it and if you can raise your hands. I don't know whether raise hand option is there. Okay, anyway, put a yes. After you draw the sketch, put a yes message into the chat. After drawing the sketch, put a yes message. After drawing the sketch, put a yes message quickly. Quickly, my dears, quickly. You know you have a limited time. Okay. Okay, I can see only 2 students have put yes. How about the others? Quickly, quickly. Time is going. Therefore, quickly put a yes message. Quickly put a yes message. Okay, I can see messages are coming to me directly. Messages are coming to me directly. So, my dear students, now let's start working out this. Okay, let's start working out this question. Okay, here I have also sketched that in my Excel sheet. You can see. Hope you can see. So, first of all, keep in your mind you need to write the name of the company and what is the financial statement that you are going to prepare and uh, for which financial year it is relevant to and the monetary unit. So all these things are requirements of LKAS 1, the standard for presentation of financial statement, which is in a recent future will be replaced by a new accounting standard. So you must write this, okay? You must write. මේවා note කරගන්න. කොහේ හරි ලියලා හරි තියාගන්න. You must write that one. And for the statement of financial position also, you must write that. Okay, statement of financial position also, you must write that. Okay, you must write that. Great. Now here I have drawn the sketch. I'm not going to teach you the sketch because I believe that you have an idea. You have an idea. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, great. So let's start from the adjustment number 1. When you are trying to attempt a question for company accounting or even it for partnership accounting, you must start from additional information. Okay, you must start from additional information. Now let's read. The following additional information is also provided. Great. 1. A flood occurred in the night of 25th March 2024 and inventory costing 750,000 was completely damaged. Now you know when this word is there, this adjustment is relating to what? This adjustment is relating to accounting for damages of inventory. Accounting for damages of inventory. Now, tell me, my dear students, we have an asset called inventory, which we are going to sell and collect cash. Now, when that inventory is damaged, okay, when that inventory is damaged, can we collect cash? No. When it is damaged, how can we collect cash? Therefore, this damage is what for us? Is it an income? Is it a benefit? Is it a loss? Is it a profit for us? Tell me. When the inventory is damaged, it is what for us? Okay, I can see answers. Okay, very good. It is a loss for us, my dears. It is a loss for us. So in accounting, as per LKS 1 and as per conceptual framework also, these losses are recorded as expenses. These losses are recorded as expenses. You know, they make you something need to be come into your mind that this 750 need to be recorded as an expense. Okay, recorded as an expense. But we are not going to do that at first. We are reading the other parts. Let's read. The insurance company finalized the claim on 31st March 2024. That means on the reporting date, and agreed to pay 80% out of the cost of the inventory as the claim. No entries were made in the books to record this occurrence. No entries were made in the books. Nothing has recorded yet. Okay, nothing has recorded. So we have to record that. Now, Lamai, when the entire inventory is damaged, I told you this 750 will be a loss. But think in the substance. Okay, think in the substance. If the insurance company is compensating that, okay, if the insurance company is compensating 80% out of this 750,000, will the entire 750,000 will be a loss for us? ඔක්කොම loss එකක් වේද? What do you think? In simple terms, we have a loss of 750,000. But insurance company is saying that they will give 80% out of that loss. That means they will settle, they will claim that. They will claim that. So if the insurance company is claiming the loss, if the insurance company is bearing the loss of 80%, okay, how much is the loss that we need to bear? The total loss is 750. Then 80% will be bared by the insurance company. We need to bear which percent? We need to bear which percent? Exactly the 20%. අපි bear කරන්න ඕන 20% විතරයි. එහෙනම් අපිට loss එකක් වෙන්නේ 20% විතරයි. So my dears, only 20% need to be expense. Only 20% need to be expense. Hope now it's very clear. We had an inventory of 750. We had an inventory of 750. Okay, clear? I hope it's very clear. Okay, we had an inventory of 750 and it was damaged. It was damaged. Okay, it was damaged, and no entries were made, but 80% will be claimed by the insurance company. So how we are going to record? Now, in the closing inventory as at 31st March 2024. In the closing inventory, we have 2,460 as the closing inventory. Okay, we have 2,460 as the closing inventory. They say no entries were made in the books of the accounts to record this occurrence. That means, my dears, no entry has been made to reduce the inventory by 750. Okay, to compensate this what? To compensate this loss of inventory, the damage of inventory. So what we need to do is we need to reduce this 2460 by 750, because out of this 2450 2460, 750 will not be there further. It is damaged. So we need to remove it from there. So if we are passing a double entry, we need to credit inventory by 750. Okay, we need to credit the inventory by 750. And then the insurance company has agreed to pay 80. Have they paid us? Have they paid us? No, they haven't paid us. Therefore, it's a receivable. So debit to insurance receivable 600. Why 600? 750 into 80%. 750 into 80%. And then the balance will be charged to P&L into other expenses, as the loss. That's how we need to tackle. Okay, that's how we need to tackle. So the total loss, the total inventory damage was 750, and out of that, the insurance company said that they will claim 80%. That means 600. It is not yet received by the company. It is receivable. Therefore, we need to increase the insurance receivable by 600. Okay, we need to recognize that. And the expense, the net expense that we are going to bear, the net loss that we are going to bear is 150. That amount need to be charged to the profit or loss under other expenses. That's how it needs to be done. So let's record. So first of all, inventories. Now at the examination also, my dears, you can put brackets and show how you did the working. Okay. So 2460 was there. Okay. And I am removing 750 from that. Okay. I am removing 750 from that. So the answer will be 2460 less 750. How much? It is 1710. 1710. And we need to recognize a new asset under current assets. What? Insurance receivable. Okay, here insurance receivable. How much? It is 80% out of 750. You do not need to do a separate working. You can simply show it even in the face. 750 into 80%. Okay, 750 into 80%. It is 600. Here I did that. 600. Okay. Hope you can see. Then under other expenses, loss of inventory damage, 750 into 20%. 20%. It is 150. It is 150. Okay. This is how the first one is done. Great. Let's move on to the next part. On 31st December 2023, this is quite critical. Okay. On 31st December 2023, the motor vehicle, here they have mentioned the motor vehicle. Okay. Now you know English better than me, so please tell me if it is mentioned as a motor vehicle. Okay, if it is mentioned as here, one question is there, then what we need to do to inventory write-off. Here, no need to put an inventory write-off. Usually, we are adding off inventory to match with the net realizable value, to reduce the cost to net realizable value. Here, it is not regarding the net realizable value. Okay. here it is an inventory damage. When it is damaged, we are just recording the loss. It's not a write-off. Okay, are you clear? Okay, done. Fine. Here, back to this one. On December 2022, the motor vehicle. Now tell me the difference between the motor vehicle and a motor vehicle. If it is the motor vehicle, simply it means that the company has only one motor vehicle. The motor vehicle. Okay. If it is a motor vehicle, then it means that company has many motor vehicles. Out of that, one is going to be disposed. That's what the term difference. Now here they have said the motor vehicle. That means the company has only one. Okay, the company has only one. Again, another question regarding the previous one. We don't want to add that 750 to the cost of sales. Why? Why? What's the reason, Pudha? No need to add 750 to the cost of sale. Why? Now, cost of sales means what? Cost of sales means the cost of the sold goods. Okay. Cost of sales means the cost of the sold goods. Now, is this 750 sold to a third party? It is not sold. It is a damaged one. So how can we put it into the cost of sales? It's not the requirement. It's not the requirement. Okay. Are you clear, Shenri? Super. ඔය තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න, then I can answer. තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න. Fine. Back to this one. මේක කියලා තමයි දැන් ඊළඟ ප්‍රශ්න වලට උත්තර දෙන්නේ. Okay. නැත්තම් මේක අමාරුයි. On 31st December 2023, the motor vehicle which was purchased on 1st April 2022 at 8,500. I will put all these figures in thousand and read. Okay, 8,500 was sold for 6,000. The sales proceed was credited to sales account, and other than that, no entries were recorded. No entries were recorded in respect of the disposal of motor vehicle. A new motor vehicle was bought on the same day at a cost of 4,500, and it has been correctly debited to the motor vehicle account. Okay. Now, this is the point. First of all, tell me, crediting the sales proceed received by selling the motor vehicle to the sales account is correct or wrong? Based on your understanding, tell me. Crediting the sales proceed which we got from disposing or selling the motor vehicle to the sales account is correct or wrong? Is it correct or wrong? I am getting various answers. Okay, some are saying correct, some are saying wrong. Now, think like this. Why they keep motor vehicles? Why they keep motor vehicles? Is this a motor vehicle selling business? Is this a motor vehicle selling business? No, my dears. They haven't mentioned anything about this is a motor vehicle selling business. Okay. So, motor vehicle is a non-current asset. Okay, it's a property, plant and equipment under LKS 60. So, if it is a property, plant and equipment, sale of a property, plant and equipment is not an inventory item. If it is not an inventory item, we can't record it as a sale because we do not keep the motor vehicle with an intention to sell it. Okay, with an intention to sell it in the ordinary course of business, in our normal day-to-day business. So this is a property, plant and equipment item. Therefore, crediting here, crediting this to the sales account is utterly wrong. Okay, utterly wrong. Crediting means we have increased. Now we need to rectify that error. Okay, first of all, rectify that error. First part, rectify the error. How to rectify? Rectify the error. How to rectify? we need to debit that to the revenue account, sales account. That means we need to reduce the sales, and we need to credit that to the motor vehicle disposal account. Motor vehicle disposal account. Okay, let me draw a motor vehicle disposal account for you. මේ accounts ගහන්න ඕනේ නෑ ළමයි. accounts ගහන්න ඕනේ නෑ, but just to give an idea. Motor vehicle disposal account. So what I'm going to do is, now I will be debiting. That means I will be reducing the sales revenue. Okay. So here you can do this all stuff in the phase as workings within brackets. Okay, within brackets. So how I can do sales? Let me check the sales. 38,520. Okay, 38,520. I need to reduce. I need to remove 6,000 from that. Why? It is not a sale. Okay, I am removing 6,000. I am removing 6,000 from that, and that means removing from revenue account means debiting revenue account, and I need to credit that to the motor vehicle disposal. Okay, it's coming from here. The sales proceed. Okay, 6,000. Sales proceed 6,000. Okay. Now, my dear students, when we are disposing a PPE item, okay, when we are disposing a PPE item, what should be the process? There should be a process to do that, systematic process. Okay, first of all, what we need to remove? Okay, first of all, what we need to remove? We need to remove all the memories we had with that PPE item. What are the memories we had with that PPE item? First one is the cost. So first of all, we need what? First of all, we need to remove the cost, and then we need to remove the accumulated depreciation until the disposal date. Until the disposal date. Okay, we need to depreciate that asset until the disposal date and remove that total depreciation, accumulated depreciation. Okay, done. Then we need to record the cash receipt. We need to record the cash receipt. Who can tell you the last one? Who can tell me the last one? Not you. Who can tell me the last one? Record the cash receipt. We need to do another thing. What is that? We have removed the cost and accumulated depreciation. We have recorded the cash receipt. The last one, what we need to do? At last, we need to recognize the disposal. What? Recognize the disposal. Tell me. What we need to recognize, my dears? Exactly. We need to recognize the disposal gain or loss. You are very correct. You are very correct. Disposal gain or loss. It can be a gain. It can be a loss. If it is a gain, okay. If it is a gain, where we need to record? If it is a gain, it is recorded as an other income. If it is a gain, it is recorded as an other income. If it is a loss, it is recorded as an other expense. Other expense. Yes, very good. I'm getting answers. That's how you should work the interactive and answers. And I'm very happy when you are giving answers. Super. Now let's do all this stuff. Ne? Let's do all this stuff. We need to remove the cost. Okay, we need to remove the cost. Let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm starting a work in here. So cost accumulated depreciation. Cost accumulated depreciation. Opening balance is given for the accumulated depreciation in the question. Let's check opening balance for accumulated depreciation here. 2125. 2125. මේ total එකට මම දාගන්නේ 2125 and cost is given as the closing balance, not the opening balance. Cost is the closing balance. Closing balance is 13,000. 13,000. Now the question itself says that, okay, question itself says that the removal or else the disposal has not been recorded yet. Okay, has not been recorded yet. So first of all, I am recording that. Okay, I am recording that. I am reducing the cost here. Cost take on adu kara. Okay, cost adu kara, and I am taking that to the motor vehicle disposal account here. Motor vehicle disposal account. Credit to the asset, debit to motor vehicle disposal account. This is the cost. Okay, and then I need to calculate the accumulated depreciation of this asset. I need to calculate the accumulated depreciation of this asset. So how to calculate? This asset was purchased on 1st April 2022. Purchased on 1st April 2022. Disposed on 31st December 2023. 1st April 2022 to 31st December 2023. Tell me how many months or else how many years and months? මාස වලින් ගත්තොත් ලේසියිනේ. 33 months. එච්චර කල් ගිහිල්ලාද? 1st April 22 ඉඳලා 31st December 2023 වෙනකම්. Please recheck. How many months are there? Exactly 1 year and 9 months. Very good. 1 year. No, not actually 1 year. Let me check. It's only 9 months. No, 1 year and 9 months. 1 year and 9 months, 9 months. Yes, 1 year and 9 months. Very good. Why? 1st April 2022 ඉඳලා 1st April 2023 වෙනකම් 1 year, 12 months. 12 months. And from that, again 9 months. So 1 year and 9 months. Exactly. 1 year and 9 months. Okay, 1 year and 9 months means 1.75 years. 1.75 years. That's how it works. 1.75 years. So accumulated depreciation. How to calculate the accumulated depreciation? Cost is 8,500. Okay. Divided by useful lifetime. The question itself has given the useful lifetime as 4 years. Here you can see 4 years. So divided by 4 into 1.75. So the accumulated depreciation. Calculate and let me know. 8,500 divided by 4 into 1.75. It is 3,719. 3,719. So how I need to do this? How I need to do this? I need to remove that 3,719 here. I need to remove that 3,719. Okay, disposal from the accumulated depreciation, and then I need to take that to the here accumulated depreciation. Debit to accumulated depreciation, credit to motor vehicle disposal account 3,790. Done. Okay. Then disposal gain loss හොයන්න ඕන. How to do the disposal gain loss? How come 1.75 years? Okay. How? කොහොමද එන්නේ? 1 year 9 months නේ. 9 months. ඒතර මෙන්න මෙහෙම බලන්න. 12න් 9ක් සුළු කරාම කීයද? 12න් 9ක් සමානයි. It equals to 304. 304. 304 into decimals is 0.75. Okay. So 1 year, 1 plus 0.75. 1 plus 0.75 is 1.75. Did you get that? Okay, great. Done. Done. So now I need to calculate the disposal gain loss. Even we can calculate it using this T account, but I need to tell you the rationale. So to know the rationale, how we can get the disposal gain loss? What we need to compare to calculate the disposal gain loss, my dears? What the two things we need to compare in calculating the disposal gain loss? Please tell me, what are the two things? We need to compare the sales proceed. Okay, we need to compare sales proceed with what? With the carrying amount of the asset, carrying amount of the asset at disposal, carrying amount of the asset at disposal. So the cost is 8,500, accumulated depreciation is 3,719. 3,719. Therefore, the carrying amount is the carrying amount. Tell me, carrying amount here. It is 4,781. 4,781. And the sales proceed is how much? It is 6,000. It is 6,000. Now, the rationale here. The asset is worth only 4,781, but we are selling it at 6,000. Here it is a gain or a loss. Tell me. Think and tell me. The asset is worth only 4,781, but we are selling at 6,000. Gain or a loss? Okay. Here it's again. Why? It's worth only 4,781, but we are selling at 6,000. So here it is again, my dears. How much is the gain? 6,000 less 4,781 is 1,219 gain. This is another income. We need to record this under other income. So you can do that even using the ledger account also. If you tally this account, it is 9,719. Here 9,719. So you can get that answer 1,219. So this is charged to PNL. Okay, it's again other income. Now we need to do that. Now we need to do that. Okay, now we need to do that. How? We can put it under other income. Here under other income you can put disposal gain of motor vehicle. Disposal gain of motor vehicle 1,219. 1,219. I have put it here. 1,219. Okay. Now I am coming to the property, plant and equipment. Here I will put motor vehicle, motor vehicles. So now how much is the cost now? We had 13,000. We removed 8,500. So we have only 4,500. So this is the closing cost. This is the closing cost. So we can put it in the statement of financial position. It's 4,500. We can cross check with this 4,500 with the information in the adjustment itself. Here you can see after disposal on the same date, here on the same date at a cost of 4,500, they have bought another vehicle. They have bought another vehicle, my dear. In a hurry, ඔය 4,500 ඉතුරුනේ. Okay, got it. Super. If any doubts, please ask. Okay, doubts තියෙනවා අහන්න. Fine. Now we need to depreciate this stuff. මේවා depreciate කරන්න ඕනනේ. How to depreciate? How to depreciate? First of all, let me depreciate this one. Now we had altogether 13,000 worth motor vehicle. We had altogether 13,000 worth motor vehicle. And out of that, 8,500 worth motor vehicles were there, okay, were there only for, okay, they were there only for 9 months, only for 9 months in the current period. Therefore, if we divide 8,500 by 4, the useful lifetime, we will get 1 year depreciation, but it was there only for 9 months. Therefore, I will multiply it by 9 and divide it by 12, or else you can simply multiply it by 0.75. හරි. එයි මේ මාස 9ක් විතරක් තිබ්බ හින්දා. Then the balance 4,500 also need to be depreciated using useful lifetime of 4, and tell me how many months it was there in the books or else in the company. It was there how many months? තේරුණා නම් දැන් කියන්න පුළුවන් මේක. මාස කීයක් තිබ්බද ඒක? Yes, 3. Very good. It was there only for 3 months. එහෙනම් ඒකට මාස 3කට බැලුවා නම් හරි. And then we can get the total, that is the current year depreciation. That is the depreciation expense. That is the depreciation expense. So 8,500 divided by 4 into 75.75. So it is 1,594. 1,594, and 4,500 divided by 4 into 0.25 is 281. 281. So altogether it is 1,875. It is 1,875. We can record this as the depreciation expense. Okay, we can record this as the depreciation expense. So the depreciation expense is 1,875. How to record? Debit to depreciation expense, credit to accumulated depreciation. Okay, now here I have the opening accumulated depreciation 2,125 plus current year depreciation 1,875. Okay, now you know, if within this 2,125, 1,875, both we have the depreciation of the disposed asset. So we need to remove that. After removal of that, what will be the closing accumulated depreciation? Calculate and put in the chat. What will be the closing accumulated depreciation? What will be the closing accumulated depreciation? What should be the answer here? Okay, even you do not need to calculate නේ ඒක common sense එකෙන් තේරෙන්න ඕනේ. ඇයි ළමයි දැන් අපි මේ 3719 කියලා අයින් කරන්නේ the accumulated depreciation of the 8,500. Now 8,500 is not there. We have only 4,500 worth asset. So the closing accumulated depreciation should also equal to the entire accumulated depreciation of that 4,500 worth asset. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ 281. closing එකේ තියෙනවා. So this should be the closing accumulated depreciation, and depreciation expense should be 1,875. Okay, now let's put. So motor vehicle depreciation, usually we put it under distribution expenses. So motor vehicle depreciation, you can do it in a working as I did. Okay, 1,875. And the accumulated depreciation, it is 281. So the carrying amount, how to calculate the carrying amount? Cost minus accumulated depreciation, it is 4,290. Okay, one person is asking to explain how the disposal gain is calculated. Okay, here this is how. Now when we are calculating the disposal gain of a PPE, we need to compare two things, my dears. So one is the sales proceed, that means at which amount we sell that asset, and the value of that asset. So the value of that asset is the carrying amount of that asset, or the carrying value of that asset, and the disposal date. So 8,500 500 is the cost of that asset and 3000 at the disposal date. So the carrying amount is the difference. So we have a carrying amount of 4,781. Now 4,781 worth motor vehicle was disposed at 6,000. So we have kept a profit of 1,290. That's how it was generated. Clear? Okay, great. So that adjustment is done. And next we are moving to the calculation of depreciation of machinery and furniture and fittings. Okay. So let's put the machinery cost. How much is the cost? Machinery cost 6,400. Machinery cost 6,400. So we can calculate the depreciation easily. Under admin expenses, we can put machinery depreciation 6,400 divided by what is the useful life? 8 years. 6,400 divided by 8. So 6,400 divided by 8, it is 800. 800. So the accumulated depreciation should be what? The opening accumulated depreciation plus the current year depreciation. Okay. So how to get that? How to get that? Opening accumulated depreciation. Opening accumulated depreciation 2,400. So that 2,400 plus this 800. That means altogether 3,200. So the carrying amount is also 3,200. Okay. Those who got the answer as 3,200 accumulated depreciation and carrying amount, raise your hands. ඒ උත්තරේ ආපු කට්ටිය තනියම හදලා. Only one. How about the others? You need to show your colors. Raise your hands if you got the answer. Don't be shy. Okay. Superb. 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 So happy. Fine. Next. Furniture and fittings. Furniture fittings. Furniture fittings cost. Furniture fittings cost. It is 3,000. Furniture fittings cost. It is 3,000. Okay. Let's put 3,000. So furniture fittings depreciation. Now we need to calculate furniture fittings depreciation. Furniture fittings depreciation 3,000 divided by 5. 3,000 divided by 5. It is 600. No, it is 600. So opening accumulated depreciation 1,800. This 1,800 plus 1,800 plus this 600 altogether 2,400. So the carrying amount is 600. So the carrying amount is 600. Okay. Now you can get the totals here. Total cost 13,900. Total accumulated depreciation 5,881. Total carrying amount 8,090. 8,090. Okay. Done. Now let's move on to the next part. Okay. This is also done. The following accrued and prepaid expenses are to be accounted as at 31st March 2024. These are to be accounted. So advertising prepaid. You know advertising is a distribution expense. If it is a prepaid one, this need to be recorded as a current asset. that need to be recorded as a current asset. So under current assets here, I am recording prepaid advertising. Since this is done in thousands, I am putting as 8. Prepaid advertising 8. Okay, prepaid advertising 8. Okay, then I need to reduce it from the expense also, because now in the trial balance, all the information are recorded using cash basis. So this prepaid is also recorded as an expense. Therefore, here I need to record that. Let me check whether administration expenses are separately given. I guess no. But that cash paid amount shall have been included with this 2066. Now make ඇතුලේ තියෙන ඔය cash paid එක. So I will take the distribution expenses. Distribution expenses. So 2066 minus 8. Here I removed that 8. That's how the adjustments are done. Here I removed that 8. Okay, I removed that 8. Done. I did the adjustment, but I am not putting the total figure here because sometimes there can be other adjustments. Therefore, I am not putting the final answer here. You also practice same at the exam. Then audit fees payable. Audit fees payable. It's a payable accrued expense. So under current liabilities. So under current liabilities, accrued audit fee, it is 70. Put it as 70. Accrued audit fee 70. Okay. And I need to increase the admin expenses. Okay. I need to increase the admin expenses. Let's go and check. Okay, you can see the total 3,545 is given. So I will put it as like that. So administration expenses 3,545 plus 70. Why plus 70? Because we are increasing that expense. Cash ගෙවපු ටික විතරයි ගෙවපු නැති ටික අපි expense කරන්න ඕන. So plus 70. Plus 70. Done. Done. Here also I'm not putting the final answer because sometimes there can be other adjustments. I don't know. Okay. Very easy to grab marks නේද? මාර lazy. මේවා තමයි ඉන්නේ විභාගෙට බලන්න. Then fifth one. A customer who had a debtor balance of 910 as at 31st March 2024 had become insolvent. Had become insolvent. Had become insolvent means he cannot pay the debt. Cannot pay the debt. ණය ගෙවා ගන්න බෑ insolvent. බංකොලොත් වෙලා. Insolvent. And the court confirmed the insolvency on 15th April 2024. Now the court has confirmed this on 15th April 2024 after the reporting date. So here LKA is 10. Those who know LKA is 10, please tell me what is the standard is about. The name of the standard LKA is 10. Those who know LKA is 10, please let me know the name of the standard. Great. Events after the reporting period, not adjusting and non-adjusting events. That's not the name of the standard. The name of the standard is events after the reporting period. Very good. So under events after the reporting period, so there are some events called adjusting events and some events called non-adjusting events. So this is an adjusting event. This is an adjusting event. Why? Because this confirms that the debtor was not able to pay the debt even at the year. Okay, even at the year. That's why that customer was there as a debtor by the year end. කියන්නේ මෙයා මේ පස්සේ මුන්නත් උනා කියලා පස්සේ බංකොලොත් උනා කියන එක කන්ෆර්ම් වෙන එකකින් කියවෙන්නේ මොකද්ද ළමයි? මාසේ අවසානයේදී නැත්නම් අවුරුද්ද අවසාන වෙද්දි මෙයාට ඔය සල්ලි ගෙවා ගන්න බැරුව ඉඳලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒකනේ එයා ණය ගැතියෙක් or debtor කෙනෙක් විදිහට හිටියේ. තේරුණා? එයාට සල්ලි ගෙවා ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් එයා මාර්තු 31 වෙනිදා ගෙවලා ඉවරයිනේ. That's how you need to think. Okay. So this is an adjusting event. So we need to write off this 910. Okay. Trade receivables debit to distribution expenses. Credit to trade receivables debit to distribution expenses. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. So credit to trade receivables. Here, let's take the total trade receivables. Total trade receivables. 3,910. 3,910. We need to remove 910. We need to remove 910. So 3,910 less 910. So I am removing. Okay. Now I need to put this as an expense. Bad debt. Bad debt. Now we are not using the term bad debt. Instead of we are saying debtor impairment. So here I will put as debtor impairment 910. 910. Okay. I am not putting it as the final figure, but because there can be an adjustment. Okay. Because it's an adjustment at the end. So the data impairment 910. The data impairment 910. And not only that, let's read the question. There's something else. Directors decided to write off that customer, and now we did that writing off part, and further decided to provide an allowance of 10% on the balance of trade receivables. Now that's called the doubtful debt allowance. Now we are providing a 10% allowance on the balance trade receivables. Now we had 2,910, then we write off 910. How much is the balance trade receivable now? The balance trade receivable is 3,000. Balance trade receivable is 3,000. Then out of that allowance, okay, we need to keep an allowance which is equivalent to 10%. So the doubtful debt allowance, so the allowance for debtor impairment shall be 300. Okay, allowance for debtor impairment shall be 300. So we need to provide, we need to do a provision. It's like a depreciation. It's like depreciation. Depreciation eකට අපි provision එකක් දාන්නේ අන්න ඒ වගේ. So how to record that? So we need to reduce the asset. No? So therefore, to reduce the asset, rather crediting that to the trade receivable account, we are recording it in a separate asset account called allowance for debtor impairment. So how to record this? Debit to expense, credit to allowance for debtor impairment. Debit to expense, credit to allowance for debtor impairment. Let's do that. So here I have allowance for debtor impairment. I have allowance for debtor impairment. So here I have 3,000, the balance trade debtors, and I have allowance. So this allowance is done to reduce. Okay, it is done to reduce. Therefore, I will put it as a minus. So 300, 10%, 300, and this should be a part of the expenses. This should be a part of the expenses. Now, in case if the question say there is an opening allowance for debtor impairment, then the expense should be the difference. Why? We have already provided something. Now here in the trial balance, you cannot see an opening provision. No any opening provision made for the debtor impairment. Therefore, the entire 300 need to be charged to P&L because this is the first time we are allowing to impair. This is the first time we are allowing to impair. Okay, so this 300 should also be a part of the debtor impairment expense. So altogether debtor impairment is how much? 910 plus 300. That means the debtor impairment expense is 1,210. And the carrying amount of the debtor should be 2,700. Okay. මෙන්න මේකට නමක් කියනවා 2,700 නමක් කියනවා ළමයි මෙතන carrying amount of the trade receivable. Like we say the carrying amount of PPE. So here this is the carrying amount of trade receivables. Done. Those who correctly did that, please raise your hands. Those who correctly did that, please raise your hands. Okay, I can see few of you are raising your hands. How about the others? දොස්සන් හරියට කරපු කට්ටිය. No, 2,700 is not the allowance. Allowance is this one. Here, allowance is this one. I put the net figure. I put the net figure. This is the carrying amount. That's what I explained. This is the carrying amount. This 300 is the allowance. Okay. Okay, my dear students. Now we have discussed 5 adjustments up to now. Please put a message. Please put a message to the chat. Did you understood? Did you understood up to now? Are you clear up to now? Before you proceed, tell me. There are 37. Please, I need your response. Bad debt and debtor impairment is different. No, the same thing. Bad debt is where when we write off. Okay, now the debtor impairment is a holistic thing. That debtor impairment expense can be included the bad debt plus the doubtful debt, both. Someone is asking to explain the adjustment 1 again. It's not the time to explain the adjustment 1 again. Okay, I have explained that 2 times. Now, if I take another time to explain the adjustment 1, we will not be able to finish the session. So, I can explain it at the end. So, if you wait till the end, I can explain once the session is completed. Okay. අපි මේක කරලා ඉවරලා මම ඒ පරම adjustment එක කියලා දෙන්න. 1 එක. Fifth one. Fifth one කියන්නේ දැන් කතා කරපු එකනේ. Here what we did? The 910, he was declared to be insolvent, so we need to write off. So what we did? We reduced the trade receivable and recorded the expense. Okay. Done. Now they say apart from the write-off, we need to provide a 10% of allowance. That means a doubtful debt allowance. Doubtful debt. So 3,000 there and 10% is the percentage. So the ending allowance should be 300. Ending allowance should be 300 and no any opening allowance has been made. Okay, no any opening allowance has been made. Therefore, what we can do is we can debit the allowance amount need to be recorded. Therefore, we are debiting the expense. Why? To make the provision and credit into the allowance for impairment. Okay, credit into the allowance for impairment. So here that's what I did. Here I credited to the allowance for impairment. It is an asset reduction. That's why I put it as a minus. Okay, and then here I have included it into the debtor impairment expense. 910 is the write-off plus 300 is the bad debt, or sorry, the doubtful debt allowance. So altogether 1210. That's how it goes on. That's how it goes on. Okay. Fine. Now, let's go for the next one. The income tax liability for the year of assessment, that 2023 2024. Income tax liability for the year of assessment 2023 2024. That means what? Year ended 31st March 2024. That's what. Year ended 31st March 2024 is estimated to be 3.2 million. Is estimated to be 3.2 million. There was no income tax liability for the previous year of assessment. For the previous year, there were no any income tax liability. That's why you can't find the income tax liability in the trial balance, my dears. Okay. The company has paid 3 million, or that means 3,000 as self-assessment income tax payment for the year of assessment 2023-2024. So year of assessment 2023-2024 means the current year. Okay, means the current year. So our total income tax liability is 3,200. That means that is the income tax relating to our period, because there are no any previous year income taxes. Therefore, the income tax liability for current year will be the only part of the income tax expense. So here, income taxes, I will record that expense 3,200. Okay, that's the income tax expense. Last year over provision suit ne. Last year over provision suit ne. Okay. So 3,200, and then what they say, out of this 3,200, 3,000 has already paid. Let's check it in the trial balance. Yes, hey Metin, we have income tax paid 3,000. So income tax expense is 3,200. We have paid 3,000. So how much is the payable? How much is the accrued, or else how much is the payable? 200. So 200 is the income tax payable under current liabilities. Income tax payable under current liabilities, it is 200. So how I calculated? The expense is 3,200. We have already paid 3,000. So 200 is the payable. 200 is the payable. That's all. Then the company issued 12% debentures on 1st April 2023. Debentures. Debentures is what? Debentures are issued to collect money. It's like issuance of shares, but this is not an equity part. This is the liability. Okay, just think this is a bank loan. Debenture is a financial instrument that we issue to collect money. Okay, to collect money. This is a debt for us. This is a debt for us. Okay, this is a debt for us. So the company issued 12% debentures on 1st April 2023. That means the year beginning date, and its par value is 100 rupees per debenture. Interest is to be paid biannually. Interest is to be paid biannually. That means, Lamai, the total interest for the period will be paid in 2 installments. Are you clear? The total interest for the period will be paid in 2 installments. That's what they say. Okay. Now let's check the debenture value. 12% debentures 5,000. Usually this is a non-current liability. So under non-current liabilities, put 12% debentures. 12% debentures is 5,000. Is 5,000. Okay. 12% debentures 5,000. So how much is the interest expense? We can calculate debenture interest for the period. So it was there for the entire year, debenture interest. So how to calculate? 5,000 into 12%. So 5,000 into 12%, it is 600. Okay. 5,000 into 12%, it is 600. And go and check how much they have paid Here, debenture interest paid only 300. I told you the total debenture interest is paid in 2 installments. Now you can see one installment has paid and the other installment is still outstanding. Okay, so we have paid 300 and we need to pay further 300. So debenture interest payable, debenture interest payable 300, debenture interest payable 300. How I calculated? Altogether 600 and we have paid 300. Debenture interest payable 300. Done. Those who did that correctly, please raise your hands. Those who did that correctly, please raise your hands. Good. Fine. अब ये ना इधर टिक करो. Board of Directors. Next one. The Board of Directors decided to capitalize the full general reserve at the board meeting held on 20th March 2024, and this has not yet accounted. What's the thing? What's the decision they have made? They have made to capitalize the general reserve. Now, capitalizing the general reserve means what? We are converting the general reserve into shares. We are converting the general reserve into shares. So when we capitalize the general reserve, what will happen? What will happen? The general reserve will reduce, stated capital will increase. In this time exam, I think sometimes they might say like this. The board of directors have decided to capitalize the retained earning and they will give a figure. Okay. And they will say this has not yet accounted. So if so, you need to account. Now, based on the given information, you need to identify which reserve you need to reduce. Now here, we are capitalizing the general reserve. So we are transferring the total general reserve into stated capital. So how to do that? Let's go and check the general reserve value and the stated capital value. So we have a general reserve 500, stated capital 2000. Okay. So here under equity, stated capital ordinary shares, we have 2000 and general reserve, we have 500. Now how to do this adjustment? We are transferring the general reserve fully to the stated capital. So I am removing this 500. I am removing this 500. Why? Since I need to eliminate that. Here I am removing that and I am adding that to the stated capital. Why? I need to increase. I am capitalizing. I am capitalizing. So when we are capitalizing, I need to increase. Okay. So the stated capital will be 2500 and the general reserve value will be 0. And the general reserve value will be 0. General reserve value will be 0. Okay, done. Done. Then here the financial statements were authorized. Just a question, sir. Do we need to realize debenture interest expense in comprehensive income? I didn't get your point. Can you please elaborate what you're asking? I didn't get you actually what you're asking. Can you please explain me what's the thing that you're asking? Actually, I can't understand what you're asking, Sudha. I can give the answer if you please elaborate. Okay, the financial statements were authorized for the issue on 31st May. Now, this information is pretty much important when you are identifying adjusting and unadjusting events as per LKS 10. So this is an important fact. It's an important fact. Okay, we considered that also. Done. Now all the information in the additional information are considered. Okay. Now what we need to do is Now we need to put the figures in the trial balance. Okay. So let's start from the first one. Stated capital we considered. State capital consider. Retained earnings you can see a debit. Retained earnings debit means it's a minus one. It's a minus figure. Accumulated loss එකක් තියෙනවා. Retained earnings minus 10. So here retained earnings minus 360. You need to put it here as minus 360. Retained earnings debit means it's accumulated loss. So what if they give a value for board of director in this question is also not clear. What if they give a value for board of directors? Why they should give a value for the board of directors? Board of directors means persons, no? Why they should give a value for the board of directors? I can't get that point also. Please, can you explain what are you asking? Can you repeat the 8th one again, please? Yes, I will repeat. Let me repeat that one. Until I repeat that one, the person who asked, what if they give a value? Can you please repeat that question? I didn't get that also. 8th one. The board of directors decided to capitalize the general reserve. Capitalizing, general reserve capitalization, or else reserve capitalization. In other terms, we name this as bonus issue. Here, what will happen is we will convert the reserves into shares. That means we will freely give shares. We will freely give shares. So when we convert the reserve into stated capital, what will happen? The reserve balance will reduce and the stated capital will increase. Since the question say the board of directors decided to capitalize the full general reserve, that means the entire one. So the full general reserve value is 500. So the 500, entire 500 will be reduced and then the stated capital will be increased by 500. That's how it will happen. Because we are converting the reserve into stated capital. Clear that? Yes. Sometimes in the additional information, the board of directors, they will give a certain amount. Yes, yes. Now, this transaction, if they give a exact value, then you can use that value. Here I am saying, rather giving a value, I am saying full general reserve. Sometimes I might have given the same question. The board of directors decided to transfer 500 from retained earnings or 500 from general reserve to stated capital. That also can happen. Okay. Depending on the situation, you need to answer. Okay. Depending on the situation. The value need to determine based on the question. If the value is given, then you need to take that value. Okay. Clear then? Now I got the point. Debentures interest paid is it an expense? Yes, yes, yes. It's an expense. Finance expenses finance cost debenture interest එක මේ 600 මේ 600 ඇතුලේ තියෙන්නේ ගෙවපු 300යි the 300 paid plus the unpaid 300 because the P&L P&L records income and expenses based on the accrual concept. So the amount related to the period need to be recorded. So this 600 comprises 300 paid and 300 payable. That's why we recorded the payable in current liabilities. Are you clear? Okay, good. හරි එහෙනම් දැන් අපි ආපහු මෙතන තිබ්බ දාගෙන යමු general reserve ගත්තා plant equipment ඒ ටික හරි inventory හරි trade payables 1873 let's put here trade payables 1873 then cash in hand and cash at bank 500 cash and cash equivalents here 500 under current assets මොනවද දැම්මා it was a cost of sales direct they have given 15,646 cost of sales I will put this as a minus figure. 15,646. Okay. Now I can take the sales income also. මේ මට sales income එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් මම ඒකට පොඩි adjustment එකක් කරන්න මතකද? I did a small adjustment. So now I can take the final value 38,520 less 6,000 less 6,000. Okay, now you can do the calculation, my dears. You can do the calculation. Kindly do the calculation and tell me the profit for the year. Here, no other comprehensive income. So the total comprehensive income also will be equal to the profit for the year. So tell me what will be the profit for the year or else the total comprehensive income. Hari, hadala kiyan tagga. It's up to you. Taggal hada. Answer that. Third 32,000 is not 32,000. No? Here 38,520 we had and we reduced the 6,000. Can't you remember? The disposal sales proceed was credited to this account. So we need to remove that. We discussed that now. We need to remove that 6,000. I have removed that. We discussed me. Abhi rectification of error sales proceed. Okay, now quickly calculate and put me the answer. There is only one other income here. There's only one other income. And the distribution expenses now I can finalize. Admin expenses also I can now finalize. Other expense. Okay. Here I have missed one thing. Other finance expenses I have missed 31. Me 31 and other finance expenses. Other finance expenses 31. The other finance expenses 31. So total finance expenses 631, other expenses 150, admin expenses 5,015, distribution expenses 5,143. Now I am waiting for your answer. Now I am waiting for your answer. If you do with me, now you can tell me the answer. Okay, let me check the answer I got. 3954. Okay. How about the others? How about the others? 3954. Yes, it's a profit. Okay, let's check. Let's check gross profit and other. For the gross profit, we need to add other income and reduce all the expenses. Okay. 7,154 is the profit before tax. So the profit for the year 3954 is exactly what you said, correct? And total comprehensive income also 3954. Yes. Very good, Lamai. Very good. So happy. Now, where we need to transfer this? Where we need to transfer this? Current year profit will be a part of the accumulated profit. Accumulated profit means the retained earnings. So I need to add this 3,954 to the retained earnings opening balance. So 3,954. Okay, I am adding. So I can get the answer minus 360 plus 3954. So it's 3594. Okay. Great. Now we can take the total equity. It is 6,094. Now you can tally the answer. Okay, tally the balance sheet and let me know the figure that's getting tally. Tally කරලා මට කියන්න කීයද tally වෙන්නේ කියලා. එතකොටනේ සතුට. The inner peace we have when the balance sheet is getting tallied. So 13,537. Let's check whether it's okay. 13,537. Yes. 13,537. Yes. Very good. 13,537. The statement of financial position is getting tallied. Yes. One person is asking, can we put admin expenses first and then the distribution expenses? No worries. You can. There's no such order. Okay, done. So we are done with question number 1. Now let's go for the question number 2. Let's go for the question number 2. Accounting for non-profit organizations. Accounting for non-profit organizations. Now, by looking at this trend, okay, by looking at this trend, I predicted this will be the question, but I'm not sure. This is just a prediction, okay? Based on this prediction, I have prepared the question. Okay, so let's read. Let's read. First of all, read the first sentence. For You Sports is a not-for-profit organization, non-profit organization. කියන්න පුළුවන්. So let me. Okay. If this part is not yet done, no worries. Just listen and try to grab. Okay. For You Sports is a not-for-profit organization formed by a group formed by a group of young individuals to provide sporting facilities. So this is about providing sporting facilities. Okay. Then just go for the requirement. What's the requirement? You are required to prepare receipts and payments account for the year ended 31st March 2024. Simply, my dear students, receipts and payments account is a summarized cash account. Okay, summarized cash account. This is not the cash control account, by the way. There we have only 4 items, but here we can put anything, but it's a summarized one. If there are recurring transactions on daily basis, we submit and prepare a one-line item for the entire month. Now, if you think if there is a transport cost happening every day, when we are preparing the receipts and payments account for a month or for a year, we take all the transport payments and put as one item. Okay, it's a summarized cash account. That's what I put. Okay, it's a summarized cash account. Nothing to worry. You know the cash account. You know the cash account. This is same. Okay, the only thing is it is summarized. Summarized. No repetitive items will be recorded. The same item will not be recorded again and again. Transport cost will not be recorded in each day or each month because this is summarized one. And this is a part of financial statements. Okay. And then income and expenditure account. Okay. We can name this as the profit or loss or else statement of profit or loss. Same thing. Statement of profit or loss. The same theory, same principle applies to here. Only thing we are not using the statement of profit or loss because why? If the organization is a non-profit organization, can we have a profit? Non-profit organization. මේ හදන financial statements වල ලොකුවට දාලා දෙන profit එක මෙච්චරයි කියලා. එතකොට අවුල්නේ. So only for that purpose we are not using the statement of profit or loss. Other than that, all the theories, all the concepts are same like the statement of profit or loss. Okay, so this income and expenditure account is prepared based on the accrual basis, and this cash account, it is prepared on cash basis. Same like you are preparing a cash account and same like you are preparing a statement of profit or loss. Same thing. Okay, same thing. Great. Now let's see. Okay, those who have not ruled, now I will give you 2 minutes. Please rule this one. Please draw the sketch. You need to write all these things. Please draw the sketch and put a message. Please draw the sketch and put a message. You need to work with me. Once you draw the sketch, please put a message. Okay, done. Good. Okay, let's start doing. Let's start doing. Only thing you need to keep in your mind, receipts and payments account comprises the cash receipts and cash payments, and the income and expenditure account comprises the income and expenses on accrual basis. ඔන්න ඔකොළුවේ තියාගෙන හදමු. හරිද? මෙතන මේ membership subscription account කියලා එකක් මම පොඩි working එකක් අරන් තියෙනවා. That is to convert accrual basis into cash basis. Nothing to worry. I will explain it in a simple manner. When you do it in your classes, then you can be thorough with that. Okay, let's start. Let's start. You are provided with the following information for the year ended 31st March 2024. Now, my dears, the only issue you will have at the exam is this one. Sometimes this can be given as a month. Sometimes this can be given as not exam. Sometimes this can be given as an year. Okay. Only issue that you guys are facing is that you are just reading without getting the fact of month or year. So you guys are making utter blunders at the exam. Please read well, whether it is year or whether it is a month. Clearly? Done. So first one, as at 31st March 2024, the association had 200 members and annual membership subscription is 6,000 per member. Out of 200, 10 joined during the year and paid annual subscription payments for next 3 years as well. Okay, that means they have paid annual subscription for next 3 years. That means it is an income received in advance. So for a non-profit organization or a society, this membership fee is the main income source. Okay, you can write a note if you haven't done this yet. So membership fee income is the main source of income. Okay, now if we have 200 members, if the annual subscription is 6,000, can't we calculate the membership fee income? We can. No, we can. How much is the membership fee income? Calculate and put in the chat. How much is the membership fee income? Yes, exactly. Now we can put income. Then ඔයා අපි calculate කරේ සල්ලි හම්බුණාද නැද්ද කියලා බලන්න. Whether we considered cash received or not? No, we did not considered cash received or not. Okay, so we just took what is relevant. So membership fee income. How? We have 200 members, 6,000 per year. So I can simply get the answer. 200 into 6,000 members. Sorry, 200 members into 6,000 per year. It is 1.2 million. It is 1.2 million. Now we need to find out how much we received in cash. Now we need to find out how much we received in cash. How can we do? How can we do that? We can either use this membership subscription account or a shortcut method. Okay, shortcut method. We have two methods. Shortcut method. Now, first of all, let me explain it through membership subscription account. Okay. So this membership subscription account is used to record the opening and closing, the membership fee income received in advance and the membership fee income received. And not only that, within the same account, we record how much we received in cash, how much we transferred to the statement of profit or loss. That means the income and expenditure account. So all of this stuff will be recorded in the membership subscription account. Okay. So how we can do? Now, if you see the paper, you can see membership subscription received in advance. The year beginning and year end values are given. Even at the examination, most of the students do a blunder by mixing the closing and opening. They are mixing. Okay, so here what you need to do is you need to highlight the dates and put an arrow from starting to end. From starting point to end point. Starting to end. Okay. So membership subscription received in advance. Guys, membership subscription received in advance. Income received in advance. Tell me it's a liability or an asset. Income received in advance, a liability or an asset. Income received in advance, a liability or an asset. Yes, it's a liability. Why? We have taken money, but we have not provided the service. We have a liability to provide the service. Okay. Clear. Income received in advance. So it's a liability. Usually, liability balances are in which side of the accounts? Liability balances are in which side of an account? Debit side or credit side? Credit side. Okay. Now we can put this in credit side, no? The opening credit 0. එහෙනම් මේකේ credit side එක දාන්න. හරිම ලේසි. මෙතෙන්ට දාන්න opening advance. Opening advance. How much? 0. Opening advance 0. Then closing advance. Closing advance need to be carried forward. Okay, closing advance need to be carried forward in credit side. ඒක එක liability එකක් වෙන්නේ. So closing advance need to be carried forward in credit side. How much? 120. So if this is to carry it forward in credit side, we need to carry it down in debit side. Therefore, we need to record that also. Otherwise, we can't tally this account. Enough? This is the carry down one. This is the carry down. So එහෙමත් ලියමුකෝ. ඔයාලට තව පැහැදිලි වෙන්න carry down. And this one is the brought forward balance. Brought forward balance. Okay, brought forward balance. You know, this is the liability. That's why we recorded this brought forwards in. Okay, this also opening advance is also a brought forward. So this brought forward balances are recorded in credit side because it's a liability. Liability have a credit balance. Then next one, membership subscription in arrears. Now tell me, arrears. That means what? The income receivable. Income receivable is an asset or a liability. Tell me. Income receivable, asset or a liability? Income receivable, asset or a liability? I need answer. Asset. Very good. Very good. So opening receivable, I will put as receivable. Opening receivable. My opening receivable. How much? 24. Opening receivable 24. And closing receivable. We need to bring it forward. Okay, bring it forward. Assets have a debit balance, no? Assets have a debit balance. Is අපි මේක brought forward කරන්නේ. Okay. අපි මේක brought forward කරන්නේ debit side එකේ. So closing receivable. How much? The closing receivable 90. Closing receivable 90. So here the closing receivable carried down from the credit side 90. Carried down from the credit side 90. Here this is the brought forward. To bring forward, we need to carry down from the corresponding other side. Okay, ඒක ඔයාලා දන්නවනේ. Double entry system එක මම උගන්වන්න දුන්නේ නේද? Okay, done. Then this one, this is also recorded. This is also recorded. How to record this one? Membership fee. Now, though this is presented as a statement, this is also a T account. If we record this as a T account, how to record we need to debit to the membership subscription fee account, and we need to credit this to the income and expenditure account. So the double entry for this is debit to membership subscription account and credit to income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account. So how much? 1.2 million. That means here the things are done in here. The things are done in rupees, not in rupees thousands. But here this I am preparing in rupees thousands. Okay. This one I am preparing thousands. මේක thousands වලින් හදන්න මට ලේසි හින්දා මේවා පෙන්නන්නේ thousands වලින් නෙමෙයි. Okay. මේවා පෙන්නන්නේ thousands වලින් නෙමෙයි. පටල ගන්න එපා. ඔයාලට ඕන නම් මේක thousands වලින් පෙන්නන්න පුළුවන්. No issue. If you are doing this, you can put it in thousands. Okay. You can do that. No issue. You can do that. Since the figure size is also given in thousand, you can do this also in thousand. No issue. And up here thousands lazy. Rupees thousands. In a method, make it divided by thousand. Okay, rupees thousand. Here also rupees thousand. Done. Okay. Then we need to find the cash receipt. We can find the cash receipt from here. But cash receipt හොයන්න පුළුවන් මේ account එක balance කරලා. කොහොමද balance කරන්නේ? Now if you tally this account, you can get the cash receipt. Cash received as 1254. 1254. This is the cash receipt. This is the balancing figure. Now those who have previously done this, if you calculated the membership subscription received in cash this year, please raise your hand if you get the answer correct. If you get this answer 1294 correctly, please raise your hand. Very good to me. Very good, Ahmed. Okay, Fatima, very good. Super, so happy. Okay. And now let me teach you this shortcut method. Okay. Now shortcut method. So we first of all identified the income on accrual basis. How much? It is 1200. We identified that one. Income in accrual basis 1200. Okay. Now you know within this, okay, within this opening amount received in advance is included. Why? Opening amount received in advance is a part of current year income. Therefore, here within this, opening received in advance is included, but it is not received in cash in current year. It was received in previous year. Therefore, when I am converting this into cash basis, I need to remove the opening advance. I need to remove the opening advance. It is 0. It is 0. Closing advance. Closing advance means we have received it in cash in current year, but related to next year, next periods. So it is not included in this 1200, but we received it in cash. Therefore, since it is not included here, we need to add closing advance. We need to add closing advance. We need to add closing advance. Okay. It is 120. Okay, 120. මොකද ඒක අපිට සල්ලි වලින් හම්බුණා මේ 1200 ඇතුලේ නැහැ. And the receivable. Opening receivable. Okay. Opening receivable is not included in this income, but it is received in cash this year. Usually that what happened. Opening receivable is not a part of the income, but it is received in cash this year. Therefore, we need to add the opening receivable because it is received in cash this year. opening receivable 24, and then closing receivable. Closing receivable is a part of this 1200, but it is receivable. We haven't received it in cash. Therefore, we need to reduce that one. We need to reduce the closing receivable. We reduce the closing receivable. How much? 90. 90. So if we tell you this, then you should get the same answer. You should get the same answer. Cash received. Cash received. Now it is quite a thing to think and do, where we convert the accrual into cash basis. Accrual into cash basis. If you are not comfortable with that, in the way I explained, you can use the subscription account. No worries. I just told you there can be this kind of a shortcut also. Sometimes you might have known this one. Okay. Good. So we can record this cash received in receipts and payments account. First of all, we should record the balance brought forward, and then the membership fee, membership fee, membership. Okay, 1,254 membership fee. Here, debit to cash account. That means debit to receipts and payments account. Credit to membership subscription account. Double entry. Double entry දන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඒ සල්ලි වලින් හම්බෙච්ච ගාන දන්නවනේ. ඒක අපි cash debit වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි කරේ. Okay. Cash debit. Okay. Then let's put the opening cash balance 5,450. 5,450 opening cash balance. Okay, done. Then let's go for the second part. We'll make it second method. Sports equipment which kept for donation purpose. Sports equipment which kept for donation purpose. Here you can see sport equipment kept for donation. Those are inventory of this society. Okay. Purpose worth 450 were donated to set of youngsters in a rural village, and the association purchased 1,650 worth sport equipment during the year for the future donation purpose. Now, opening we had 300. Okay, opening we had 300. Now they say we are donating 450. We are donating 450. Now if we have purchased 1,650, then the closing balance will be equal to 1,500. හරි නේද? වෙන මොකද damages ඒවා මේවා වෙලා නැහැ නේ. ඒ හින්දා මේ බලන්න opening 300 එහෙමම තියෙනවා. Closing 1,500 උත් හරියට තියෙනවා. So we had 300. When we donate, it get reduced. Okay, and then we have purchased 1,500 all together. So the closing balance will be 1,500. Now this 450 will not make a cash outflow. Why? We are just giving it out. Okay, we are just giving it out. It's just a donation. It's just an expense. Okay, it's not a cash outflow. Why? We are donating the sports equipment. You know, donation is a loss. Donation is an expense for us. Therefore, this 450 will become an expense. Okay, donation expense. Donation 450 is an expense, but it is not a cash outflow. Okay, it's not a cash outflow because we are not donating cash. We are donating the sports equipment. Okay, now we are paying 1,650 to purchase me. 1,650 to purchase me. We are paying it in cash. Therefore, it need to be credited here. 1,650 need to be credited as what? Sports equipment purchases. Sports equipment purchases, or else you can say inventory purchases. No issue. Okay, 1,650 cash credit, inventory debit. Done. Then next one, sports equipment costing 500 was purchased during the year to use in the club's playground. To use in the club's playground. Sorry. Balanda. Give me a minute, line. Okay. So we have sports equipment at carry-in value. Carry-in value means the costless accumulated depreciation. Carry-in value, those are kept to use in the club's playground. මේ youth club එකේ sports club එකේ playground එකේ use කරන්න තමයි අපි ඔය තියාගෙන ඉන්නේ. Okay. Now we have opening carrying amount of 5,000. Okay. And then we say, the question say, they have purchased 500 worth sports equipment. They have purchased 500 worth sports equipment. Now, when we purchase, we know the sports equipment value will increase. Value will increase, okay? 500. Now, to purchase this, we pay cash, no? To purchase this, we pay cash. So, we can record that cash payment here. The same thing, sports equipment purchases. Sports equipment purchases, 500. 500. Okay, done. We recorded that one. Now, we had 5,000. We purchased 500. By the year end, there should be 5,500. There should be 5,500. But the carrying amount is only 4,600. Why, Lavai? What can be the possible reason? Tell me. We kept for our use. Opening balance was 5,000. We purchased 500. So year end should be 5,500. But we have only 4,600. Why? This is a PP. Why? What can be the reason for this reduction? Tell me. Tell me your guesses. Okay. No, this cannot be a donation. Donation equipment were kept separately. No, this is I am talking the sports equipment kept for the use of. Use කරන්න තියෙන ඒවා donate කරන්නේ. Yes. Lydia. Am I sorry? වර්ධින්න පුළුවන්. Damages වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Yes, depreciation. Most of the time depreciation. Okay, the technical word we can use is depreciation. So here depreciation, how much? 900. The depreciation is 900. So we need to record this depreciation. We need to record this depreciation in expenditure account. Yeah? Sports equipment depreciation. Sports equipment depreciation 900. 900. So how we calculated? How we calculated? We had 5,000 at the beginning plus purchased 500. Okay, plus purchase 500 less 4,600. 4,600 at the end. That's how we got the answer. That's how we got the answer 900. Okay. Done. Then it's recorded. Okay. Then 3 instructors are employed for the club's activities and are paid 200 per hour at the end of the day. During the year, 3 instructors have spent 1,200 hours on the activities of the club. So 1,200 hours per hour 250. Now we can identify the amount. So this is usually paid. No any information saying that it is not paid. Therefore, we assume and record it is paid. So salary. How to calculate? 250 into 1,200. 250 into 1,200 divided by 1,000. Why divided by 1,000? Because I am working out this question in 1,000 rupees. So it is 300. And the same salary will be an expense. The same salary will be an expense. Okay. The same salary will be an expense. Okay. The same salary will be an expense. Done. The last one. Payments made during the year for electricity were 85. Electricity paid 85. We can record the here. Electricity 85. Electricity electricity 85, but the expense electricity and maintenance, electricity and maintenance, electricity and maintenance expense, it's not 85. Why? Why? If you see here, accrued expenses figures are given. If you see the accrued expenses figures are given. Okay. Now we have paid 85. How to identify the expense? Huh? This is how I'm teaching. We have paid 85 rupees in the year. Okay. We have paid 85 rupees in the year. Opening accrual was there 10. Simply think opening, that means year beginning, there was an unpaid electricity bill. First of all, we settle that unpaid and then only we pay for the current period. දැන් ඔයාලගේ ගෙදර ගිය මාසේ ලයිට් බිල ගෙවලා නැත්තම් මේ මාසේ ගෙවන්න කලින් ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ගිය මාසේ ගෙවලා ඉන්නවනේ. That's how it works. Okay. So this 85 will pay initially or firstly the opening accrued part. So it is not a current year expense. It's not a current year expense. Therefore, I am removed from 85. 10 is for last year. It's not for the current year. Therefore, it will not be a part of the expense. But we have not paid 30. We have not paid 13, but it is also relating to the current year. Therefore, we need to add 30. So 75 plus 13 is 88. So 88 is the expense. How I calculated? Even though we have paid 85, 10 is for previous year. Okay, 10 is for previous year. It is not related to current year. But the 13, the closing accrued one, is relating to current year. We have not paid, therefore I added that. So the expense is 88. So the expense is 88. So how I calculated here? 85 less 10 plus 30. So it is 88. It is 88. Done. And then last one here. The building rent per month. Here the building rent per month is 10,000. For year there are 12 months. So 10 into 12. Rent equal to 10 into 12. 10 into 12, 120. The rent will be same in the income and expenditure account also. So rent will be 120. So the rent will be 120. Okay. Then all the information considered. Now what we can do is we can balance this receipts and payments account. Please tell me what is the carried down balance. Balance carried down as 31st March 2024. Balance brought forward 1st April 2024. Calculate and put the answer here. Calculate and put the answer here. Okay. 4049. Let's check. Yes, 4049. Correct. Very good. 4049. Now, this income and expenditure account. Same like you calculate the profit. Here also calculate the profit. We have an income of 1200. Okay. We have expenses amounting to we have expenses amounting to 1858. So here we have a loss how much? Tell me the answer. We have a loss here. How much? The loss 658. Yes, exactly. 658. But my dear students, we can't say it is a loss here. Why? Because this is not profit oriented organization. In profit oriented loss kiyan. Instead of loss, we are saying deficit. Instead of less loss, we are saying deficit. So if it is a profit here, then we say it is a surplus. If it is a loss here, then we say it is a deficit. That's the only difference. Okay. If it is a profit here, we say surplus. If it is a loss here, we say deficit. That's how it goes. Okay, done. Are you clear? Clear the doubts chat clear oh. Super. මේවා එකක් આવොත් මම මතක් කරන් හදන්න වෙන එකක් આવොත් මට බයින්න එක්සෑම් එකේ හරි ඕකේ එහෙනම් අපි යන් අන්තිම ප්‍රශ්නෙට it's quite easy තමයි අන්තිම ප්‍රශ්නේ easy ඒකට අපිට පොඩි T accounts දෙකක් ගහ ගන්න වෙනවා මෙන්න මෙහෙම accounts දෙකක් ගහ ගන්නකො මම ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාලට කියලා දෙන්න මෙන්න මෙහෙම accounts දෙකක් ගහ ගන්න Leo Das company if you are a Tamil movie fan then this name should come into your mind Leo Das anyone can remember the name මතක කවුරු හරි ඉන්නනේ yeah yes you are correct that's from the film while I was typing the question the memory of that film recalled so I put his name here okay once you are sketched the two ledger accounts please put a message එකක් දාන්න sketch කරගෙන අපි ටග් ගාලා මේක කතා කරමු this is very easy ළමයි it's very easy ready there shall we discuss the question okay here the very first thing you need to know දැන් මම මේ කියන එක points ටික note down කරගන්න. එතකොට මේක ටක් ගාලා ලේසියෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. Okay. The very first thing you need to know these two are material control accounts. Material. Okay. You know materials means what? Inventory. Raw material inventory and WIP inventory. Inventory is an asset or an expense to us? Tell me. Inventory is an asset or an expense? Asset. Okay. So these two accounts are assets accounts. That's the very first thing that you should keep in your mind when you are writing the answer. These two are assets account. So these two assets accounts, we record an increase in debit side, we record the decrease in credit side. Okay. ඔන්න ඔය idea එක ඔළුවේ තියාගන්න. Okay. ඔන්න ඔය idea එක ඔළුවේ තියාගන්න. And one more thing. දැන් මම මේ explain කරන එක චුට්ටක් ඔළුවේ තියාගන්න. එතකොට very easy. Now when it comes to inventory, okay. Now when it comes to inventory, you know there are three types of inventories. First of all, the raw materials. Then the raw materials will be converted into work in progress. That means halfly worked, halfly prepared garments. Finally, the finished goods. Finally, the finished goods, the end product. End product. So raw materials will be converted into work in progress, and those will be converted into finished goods. Okay. Inside the raw material, inside the work in progress, you know, when we are converting something into a finished good, we need raw material. So inside the work in progress, we have raw materials. Not only that, we have labor cost. We have labor cost. Without labor, can we convert raw materials into finished good? No, we can't. So we have labor cost. What else? We have production overhead cost. We have production overhead cost. Okay. Now we need to have this idea. So in the process of converting raw material into the finished goods, we have half or semi-finished goods. We name them as work in progress. Inside that work in progress, we have raw materials, the labor cost, and the production overhead cost. Production overhead cost. Okay. So usually what will happen, first we purchase raw material. Okay. First we purchase raw material. If we purchase it on cash basis, we will credit cash and increase the raw material. If we purchase it on credit basis, we credit our supplier or the trade creditors, and then we increase the raw material. That's how it works. So we purchase raw materials. Okay. And then what we'll do? And then we issue, okay, then we issue raw materials to the work in progress. We issue raw materials to the work in progress. Okay. Now, when we are purchasing, so debit raw material account, credit cash or trade payable. I mean, you can double entity again. Just think. Okay. Double entity quality. Now, I am issuing the raw materials and it will convert into work in progress. So when I am issuing, our raw material asset will be reduced. So to reduce the raw material asset, I need to credit the raw material and to increase the work in progress. Why? Now it is inside the work in progress. Therefore, I need to debit WIP. I need to debit WIP. Okay. ඔන්න මම මෙතෙන්ට ගෙනාවා. ඊට පස්සේ what will happen? This WIP will be converted into the finished goods. Okay, WIP will convert it into finished goods. Okay, so the finished goods are issued from WIP. Finished goods are issued from WIP. So when the finished goods are issued from WIP, what will happen? WIP so credit WIP, debit finished goods. Credit WIP, debit finished goods. Okay. Then this labor and production overheads. So this labor and production overhead are also a part of the WIP. Due to this labor and production overhead, the WIP balance will increase. Why? From raw material account, we are getting raw materials. And then from labor and production overhead, we are getting that too also. Therefore, due to labor and production overhead, our WIP balance will increase. Therefore, how to record this? These two are debited to WIP, credited to labor, the salary control account, or production overhead control account. Okay, production overhead control account. That's how it works. This entire flow goes like that. By just thinking the knowledge on assets and knowledge on double entry, you can complete this. No any hard and fast rule. Okay. Now let's go for the question. Okay. So the board of directors of Leoda's company has decided to apply an integrated management accounting system. The following transactions were occurred for a month. Here, this is for a month. Opening balances are given. Let's put the opening balances. Raw material 500,000, work in progress 300,000. Now these are assets accounts. No? These are assets accounts. So balance brought forward. Raw material 5,000. Sorry, 500,000. And WIP 350,000. Assets accounts now what are done now? Assets accounts now, but no, they have debit balances. Okay, they have debit balances. Okay, then next one. Purchase of raw material on credit, on cash. Now, when we purchase on credit, our raw material balance will increase. Okay. So here the figures are in thousands. Let me do it in rupees. I change karana rupees කියලා. With the information ඔක්කොම දීලා තියෙන rupees වලින් හින්දා අපි rupees වලින් හදන එක lazy. Yes. So here when we purchase on credit basis, the raw material asset will increase, and on the other hand, trade payables will increase. So credit to trade payables. In a method, trade payables. Trade payables kila 600,000 and 600,000 and cash kila kiyad? Cash 200,000. Cash 200,000. Okay. Cash 200,000. Done. Then here, materials issued for the production. Here I am issuing the material. I am issuing the material. How? I am issuing the material from raw material to WIP. From raw material to WIP. So how to record? From hinda ayin karna raw material. So remove 900,000. 900,000 here as WIP. WIP control account. And I need to increase WIP. So debit to WIP as RM, raw material control account. Raw material control account. RM control account. Okay. From raw material to WIP. Okay. Then direct wages on production. Labor cost 500,000. So here salary control account. Salary control account කියලා into 300,000 done. No, sorry, 500,000. Quite easy, ne? Increase කරන්න ඕන. WIP increase වෙන්න ඕන. එහෙනම් අනිවාර්යෙන් credit වෙන්නේ මොකක් හරි වෙන account එකකට. ඒ account එකට නමක් දෙන්න. It's very easy. ගොඩාක් හිතන්න යන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Okay. Then production overhead cost. So we need to increase work in progress. ඒ විදිහටම අපි credit කරනවා කොහාට හරි. කොහාට credit කරන්නේ? Production overhead control account. Production overhead cost control account. Okay. Production overhead cost control account. So the control term, මේ term control කියන එක use කරන එක is a characteristic of this integrated accounting system. Okay. Here you can see we use the term control account. Control account. So it is one of the characteristics. Here also I use control account. Done. Then what they are saying? Then production overhead done. Production cost of the finished goods. Here finished goods. Now I am what I am doing? I am transferring that to the finished good account from WIP to finished goods. from WIP to the finished goods. So finished goods control account. Finished goods control account. From here to finished goods control account. Okay. Now you are asked to prepare only these two, no? And then cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold will be transferred from finished good control account to cost of sales account. Okay. ඒක transfer වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? Finished good control account to cost of sales account. That's how the flow goes on. Now you can do that in your own. Okay. Always try to do this self study. It's pretty much important. Now, since the accounts are asked, you need to balance these accounts. මේ accounts balance කරන්න ඕනේ. මේ sector balance කරගන්න ඕනේ. Now, put the answers after balancing these two accounts. Accounts balance කරලා answer දාන්න chat එකට. Balance carried down. Here balance brought forward. Here also balance carried down. Balance brought forward. How much is for the raw material control account? Show me the writing notes. Okay, yeah, sure. This one. Now is this? Are you okay? I'm getting answers. Very good. Okay. Take a screenshot, Pranav. Then it will be easy for you. Okay. Good. So I got the answers. And here it's 400,000. Yes, it's 400,000. You are correct. Very good. And then WIP control account. WIP control account. $700,000. Yes. It is 700,000. It is 700,000. Okay. Then I think this time this will be tested. This is just a prediction. I'm not sure. I can't guarantee because I'm not the person who is preparing the paper. No? If I'm the person preparing the paper, I would have done a session using the same paper. But I'm not the person doing the preparation of the exam paper. So I can't predict 100%. But based on the experience and based on available data, I can do it this like this. Okay. Now guys, if you have any doubts or if you require this Excel sheet, you can put a message. You can put a message for this number 6981475 1475, and also you can give me a feedback. Okay. Yeah, the same procedure, the same theory applies. It can be not for the 10 marks, but for 6 marks. Okay, so you can give me a feedback also. You can send a message to this chat, or else you can send a message to this WhatsApp number. Whatever it is, I'm pleased to hear from you how you felt today. So, as I promised you, we covered within these 2 hours questions related to 36 marks at the examination. So, if the things go well, you will get the same kind of questions at the examination. Then you will be able to if you have any doubts, okay, if you have any doubts, please put it in the chat. I will be answering. Those who do not have any doubts, you can leave now. And thank you very much. Please leave a feedback for me. And I wish you all the very best to successfully complete this level in this attempt. So good night, my dear students. So let's meet another day. Those who are having questions, please wait. I will answer all your questions. Good night. Thank you so much. Ahmad, yes, you have a question, no? In 2022 Jan AFC paper, the inventory loss is calculated in a different way. No insurance claim is accounted under other. No, that is wrong. Cost of sale increase is wrong. That issue is there in AD past papers. The suggested answers always show even the inventory write-off. Even the inventory write-off they show as increase in cost of sale. It's utterly wrong. I have written so many emails and even I have personally contacted them and said this is wrong, but I don't know, they are not rectifying that. That is wrong. What I did is 100% correct. Don't rely on the suggested answer. That's wrong. Amma, did you get that? Others, if you have any doubts, please you can ask. And thank you very much for the comments.